Welcome to turning a moment into a movement.
This little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. This little light of mine, this little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. Oh Lord, just let it shine. This light of mine, this light of mine. Oh Lord, would you please just let it shine. Take the drama out of my life. Oh Lord, every night, the pain ain't right. I wake up at night, I never sleep. 26, 10, and 7, that's just me. Every day I need a little seed. I need a little fresh air, man, I need to breathe. All I know is trauma, all I know is tickets. All I know is no visit. All I know is a mission to get straight up out of prison. Lord have mercy for me. Lord have mercy on my people. Preacher Mary Washington and all my real. Lord have mercy with my people. I pray to God, we really need you. When I was down bad, when things weren't going right, every time I prayed at night, I put my hands up in my face. I said, Lord have mercy, little light of mine. Lord God, please let it shine. It's the drama that I live in my life. I swear to God, I was a bad guy every night. 10 toes down, salute. Everybody suffering, everybody who trying to make a way. Everybody looking for the sky, everybody looking for that piece of pie. In a law library, I know what that feel like. Hoping that somebody get active and involved in your situation. Man, pop your collar and pray. Cause Lord have mercy on my soul. And they make bad guy father get out soon. and the rest of those brothers who be mobbing to Charlie's morning. Oh man, I ain't going to this afternoon. Man, I'ma miss dinner today. I got a couple of noodles. Hey, you know what that feel like? Yeah, you know what it is. And if you a victim of a wrongful conviction, suffered and served by Ken Worthy, then I know that you know what that pain feel like. And your mama know what that pain feel like. Your father know what that pain feel like. With that light, let that little shine. Let that light shine a little light of mine. Bad guy, Doughboy Week, all these great people in this great world of ours. 10 toes down, salute. I appreciate you, bad guy. I appreciate you, we. I appreciate the tech. I appreciate everybody in the studio. We gonna pop off that LV, ooh-wee, because that's what they be liking to see. But I hope you hear the missing when you see me fresh. Salute. Salute. You do good, bro?
Greetings, everyone. It's been a minute. Hello, 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 and welcome back. We're back to turning a moment into a movement. And I am J Love, your host. I want to say to Larry Donnell Smith, thank you for allowing us to use your song, just in case, because we get hit on it every time we use it, but we have permission. But yes, thank you, Larry, for allowing us to use your song. But yeah, we're back. And Turning a Moment into a Movement was created by me. But it was birthed when my son Gerard was wrongly convicted of a crime he didn't do, innocent, and he went to prison for that. And because of all the experiences I had and all the people I met on that journey, that's why we're here today. Our mission, turning a moment into I can't even say it. It's been a minute. However, turning a moment into a movement was inspired by the wrongful conviction of Gerard Haycraft and built from the urgent need to create a safe, empowering space for all who have been harmed by injustice. Our mission is to shine a light on wrongful convictions, over sentencing and neglect of those who are mentally ill and medically fragile within the criminal legal system. We are committed to uplifting voices, sharing truth, and advocating for those too often silenced. Through education, community organizing, and courageous storytelling, we work to disrupt the systems, policies, and patterns that fuels injustice, transforming awareness into collective action, and turning every moment into a movement for real change. That is why we're here. Thank you for joining us. So I know you guys like, it's Saturday at 5 o'clock. So yeah, we're like messing with the time a little bit. We're trying to change our time to see what's a good time to come on. So we're trying out Saturdays. And so thank you for joining us. And I'm going to bring on my partners in this. Trische Duckworth, Reverend Littlejohn. Hello.
Hey. How y'all doing?
Guys, how are you?
Blessed in spite of any mess.
I know that's right. This is kind of, out in daylight.
But they say sometimes you gotta pop out and show them. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's cool.
Yeah, so I think Reverend's mic is muted. But anywho, while she's getting her mic on,
yeah, I'm just talking, saying, yeah, we are here. It's time.
Them locks is locking, girl. Them locks is locking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, locking.
Yes, looking good, sis.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a minute, you guys. So let's catch up. Reverend Tia and Trische. I know Trische, you was at the Black Summit last week. So just fill us in about that. Let us know what happened. The Michigan Black Summit.
Right, that's right.
last week in Benton Harbor last weekend. How was it, Trische?
Uh, First of all, this is my first year going. I have been hearing about it. I wasn't able to make it the last 3 years. When I tell you, like for me, being able to be in an authentic space, right? And just be myself. Well, I'm gonna do that wherever I go.
Mhm.
But it was just to see a sea of us, right? To see something that was just for us, right?
Mhm.
To talk
Mhm.
about what's going on in our communities from the grassroots level to a legislative level to environmental level. I mean, like, there was no stone unturned. I gotta give a shout out to Trenton Bowen, to Deshauna, to Tracy, and the entire team. Anybody that had anything to do with the Michigan Black Summit, it was stellar. And the gala, gala was off the chain. The gala was off the chain. If my child was out there on the dance floor, my child is a little socially awkward. So, but I think for her, it just was that good feeling. You know what I mean? Even to see elected officials in a different light. We were seeing elected officials dancing all around. Where you've only seen folks to just be serious and in the serious moments. So I mean, it was just a beautiful weekend. I would admonish anyone and everyone to make your way there next year for the 5th year. And when you see those tickets drop, get on it. Get on it. Get your hotels booked. Do not book. No, I'm not gonna slam the hotel. But yeah, that was a challenge. Our hotel, but it just in a nutshell, it was amazing. And then to be able to present about Krystal on the main stage, it was just to be able to look out and see people's faces. Jay started with the video that you did that showed Krystal's ear, and just to see people's response, and people were like talking at first, and then they kind of quieted it down, and it was just, I believe it was well received in people's hearts. People responded about it. Some people knew, some people didn't. We had a table there. We were blessed that we had a big old board right at the front door. So when people walked in, that's what they seen, to the left. And then we had our table. Tracy, which is one of our faithful volunteers, that girl got every single letter signed. She, come here, come here, you need to sign this, but it was just an amazing time. Oh, and teach them how to fish. We conducted our first workshop. So I was there, I guess, at Survivor Speak with our table, but we created a workshop called Beyond the Bullhorn, Finding Your Place in the Movement. And so we were able to have a workshop to be able to just kind of kick it with folks. I mean, it was just a blessing. I walked away from there feeling like if we could come on one accord. And there were people in places and spaces there that I had challenges with, okay? But when you realize that this movement is not about you, and that you need to set your ego to the side, because this wasn't about me and what I was going through with somebody else. This was family time. This was time for us to come together heart to heart, because we don't do that enough. I had to speak this morning with the Ann Arbor Dems, and that's why I said sometimes we're so in our head when it comes to dealing with one another, but we got to learn how to get in our hearts and get heart to heart. And so that's what that moment was for me, and I was just so grateful. I was so grateful. We seen the lieutenant governor, was able to kind of talk to him again, like, little fire to the fire, but again, that was an authentic moment, right? That was a real authentic moment, because you came into space where I'm into space, and we know that you have not been attentive and have not responded the way that, not even a compassionate response, not one time in my opinion, but even to be able to be there in that moment and express that, but still keep a composure that does not disrupt what is going on. Because again, it's not about me and what I think. right? But there are moments where no matter where we're at, you know what the old folks say, wherever you clown, that's where it's going down. So, but
Yes.
yeah, it was so beautiful. I'm not going to talk because I will be talking and talking and talking. There was so many great points, but what I will say is that please make your way there next year because it was phenomenal. It was a great time amongst us. It was a great time to even be able for elected officials to come into the space. Elected officials and those that were campaigning to come into the space as well and put their platform on the record. What you gonna do? Now we can't just listen to what they're gonna do because once they get elected, we got to hold them accountable to what they said they were gonna do. That's how that works, right? But
Mhm.
it was beautiful. It was beautiful. We had to cut our presentation short. We were slated for a 30-minute presentation. However, the time, and I think, some just with the weather and stuff like that, folks were coming in and they weren't able to start right on time. And so we had to cut it short. But let me tell you, honey, you can give me 30 seconds, 90 seconds, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. Okay, we are going to uplift our sister at all times, no matter what, no matter who don't like it, and I won't even say like it. I know that it was well received. We went right. The elected officials went, the House of Representatives went, then the Krystal segment, and then the Lieutenant Governor segment. And what I will say, and we're going to say it, but I'm going to say it. There was not one mention of Krystal from our Lieutenant Governor after taking the stage and seeing her ear. There was not one mention of Krystal. And I wasn't going to say anything, but community members and attendees was coming to me. Did you see that? He not saying nothing. I'm finna go say something to him. I was like, hey, what can I say? Because now people are seeing that Krystal is being ignored, from the top all the way down to the bottom, and so, but I just thank Trenton for thinking about Krystal enough to uplift her in that space and allow her. She had a page, a booklet in the ad. So now people went home with that booklet and they'll be able to look at it and give a call on her behalf if it hits their heart. So it was just a moment of togetherness and still being able to uplift Krystal. She go where we go.
I know that's right.
Right.
What was the theme of the
fierce urgency of now?
I like that.
Urgency of now. And if anybody walked away from that and you didn't feel the fierce urgency of now, then you need to check your heart. Everybody that was there should have walked away with something because there was something there for everybody. And so we hope that people next year will catch. I'm praying that it will grow so much that they will outgrow the space that they're in right now. We need that. We need to come together. We are the only race, well, I won't say only, but maybe, that will not come together no matter what. Some people, they get together, make billions of dollars and don't even like each other, but they understand the common goal. And if we could just stop fighting about what we disagree on and focus on what we do agree on, then we can make change.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
I agree, Trische. We always, it's so easy to focus on what divides us. But what about what could bring us together, what we can all agree on and build off of that?
Yes.
And if we can do that, it would be amazing. Reverend Tia, what you been up
Hey.
to?
Oh my goodness. Look, besides working all the time, I have been I was with Bishop Bernadette Jefferson. We did feed almost 200 people in Flint in January. That was January 19th, and had an opportunity to minister to some of the people, and we'll just be there, not minister, but we fix a huge meal and we provide blankets and all kinds of things, sleeping bags and toiletries, and it's surprising how many homeless families are out there right now. Um, and so just gearing up for that and doing that was a lot of time. The other thing was with Michigan Coalition for Human Rights, we had What the Hell is Going On? And Dr. Abiomi, Elena Harada, and Dr. Yusuf Shakur presented along with, oh my goodness, I'm forgetting her name. I call her Sally. But anyway, all of the, basically all of the neighborhoods in the city of Detroit came together to talk about what's actually going on in the neighborhood because we don't see it on the news. So whereas we see ICE in all these other areas, we don't realize that it's in Detroit, that it's in Ann Arbor, that it's in Ypsilanti, it's all over. And people are being you know, arrested and taken to jail and put in places where they don't know, and children are left homeless. Some parents have taken other children into their home where the ICE has come and taken the parents and left the children there. And the other thing is seeing that all of the mechanisms behind that, you have some of the cities that are taking the homes now and going into the land bank. So after the families have been taken, and when they come back, they don't have their home anymore. When they come back, they don't have their car anymore. A lot of times the car is either stolen or just totally trashed. So it's, not only getting the word out, but seeing basically how can all of the communities come within the cities to help one another and to be there for one another, because they're not talking about African Americans that are being arrested by ICE. They're not talking about it, but it's happening. And some of them are students, so that it's very important that we see what's going on. What the beauty of that was, even there I was able to bring up Krystal, and I love it that people are listening and coming to me even in that forum saying, how's Krystal doing? What's happening now? Are they making any headway? And it's important because we can't separate these narratives. We can't separate what is going on from our own lives. We may have our things that we're doing in our life, but we can't just say we don't have anything to do with what's going on and just carry on as usual. That disturbs me when people can just not care or not be interested or not want to hear, So I know that in spite of everything, every day, my prayer is, thank you, God, that Krystal's coming home. That's it. She's coming home. And not only coming home, but coming, getting the help medically that she needs and deserves. So I think everything is connected. Of course, I'll be more mobile soon. Had some car difficulties, but that's getting fixed tomorrow, actually. So I'm so happy about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Brother
good.
Kelly, you was also telling me something about something that was going on in Detroit and some of your clients um, with
the arrest. Yes,
mhm.
the arrest. So I work at a healthcare clinic, and I do the analysis intake for people when they come in. What I have seen is an uptick in what happens when people are arrested now. So specifically in Wayne County. So instead of them arresting the person and taking them to jail, and this is where another way where we can see where things are connected. They arrest the individual and they take them to the hospital. And at the hospital, they tell them, so if the police say, they have a right to go ahead and petition them into the hospital, saying that the person wanted to kill themselves. And the person may not have said that at all, didn't have any intention or anything like that. So what happens is once they get into the hospital, then the hospital refers them immediately to another organization for inpatient care. So all of these entities, and this is what people need to see. They get paid. The hospital gets paid, and then once they get finished with the person, run their insurance and everything, they send them to mental health care or substance use care. One guy said, they even looked at me and said, "We don't know why you're here." But they assess them. So they assess them. That takes about 4 to 5 days. So they get paid for those overnight in that facility. And then they say, now you need outpatient care. So sometimes they're not even making it to court. And that person, once they're picked up, many times they lost their job or they lost work. They're away from their families. The car is impounded. You have all of these issues that are happening, but we've seen an uptick in that, which is really, really disappointing. And it's not, it is, it can be people who are in the same culture as I am that still participate in those kinds of activities.
That's concerning that you can
It's kidnapping.
take these people away for 4 or 5 days. And then they got to go through a whole couple of weeks of a process before they can get back. Of course you done lost your job.
Yeah. And then I think about the agitation, right? You're holding me against my will. I don't really know why I'm here. Then when I start going off on you, oh, see, I told you they're crazy. See, they're so, so it's like, no, you can trigger somebody into a reaction. Doesn't mean they're crazy. Really, it means that you are, because you're going to kidnap somebody. You know what I mean? But again, because people don't know about this stuff we don't know most times until it happens to us or somebody within our close proximity. And that's why I was challenging the A2Ms this morning. We have to learn how to look beyond our scope and see what's going on. And I am definitely very compassionate. My heart goes out to what's going on with ICE right now, because it can be any of us. That ain't nothing but slave catchers. Okay? That ain't nothing but slave catchers out there. But there is no reason that somebody should be ripped off the streets like that. And I mean, this world, this system.
And we have to really pay attention to what's going on. I know, we don't want to we're not on the front lines of it, but they're open. I was just reading about, they're talking about opening up a 500 bed facility near the airport.
Yeah, Romulus. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait. That's where we got to blow the whistle. Wait. When are they going to do this? And who's behind it?
There was I want to say, is his name Calamari? He I just heard about that today. Let me see. I want to say
Because it's the people of Romulus need to and the neighboring that county there. That's Wayne County.
Mm-hmm.
We need to fight that.
Detention center opening up near the airport somewhere.
We don't need any more detention centers. They're not doing what they're supposed. We don't need any more. We don't need any of that.
Right. And so when you see all these detention centers just popping up, and so I was listening to somebody and they were talking about, like, they want to remove all these immigrants and everything. It's not that many of them compared to what y'all trying to do. So what is that going to spill over into our communities? And so we have to stay alert. We might be in some of these 500 bed facilities, fighting to try to get out of it. So, what kind of, you don't know where they're taking people. They're not putting them in no system. You can't call the police and find your loved one. You got to call them and try to figure out what they may or may not tell you, where we are. So it becomes a big search. So we have to start paying attention to this stuff. We're acting so far removed because it's not us right now. It's not us, but it is. It is. Yeah. So
if they
don't have, go ahead, Trische.
No, I was just gonna say, if they are killing our Caucasian siblings that come into contact with ICE, I don't understand what we're not understanding. We know what this looks like. We've been there, but we act like we're so far removed, and that's why I'm saying we got to wake up. We got to come back into reality, man, because I hate for it to come back into reality when you getting snatched up next. We don't know where this is going. They just got some guy that wants to erase everything. He just appointed some guy that's like the most racist, just white supremacists ever. Like, these are the folks that are making laws right now, that are in positions of power. Y'all better wake up, man. I'm telling you. And I'm going to tell y'all what, y'all don't wake up. When they start putting us somewhere they're going to put us, I'm going to tell them, take you first.
Yeah.
Hey, get them.
Right.
Get
No, because even the minister who was from, I think that was Second Baptist Church at the Dr. King ceremony that we were attended, he was talking about that the things that we should be focusing on: self-defense, learning how to use a gun, gardening, learning how to store your own food. Like, these are things that our attention span is just like this, right? And we on to the next thing. We might be shot for a minute. Tomorrow we on to the next big thing. But the next big thing should be paying attention to what's going on. And not only paying attention, preparing yourself mentally, spiritually, and physically. It's the time to quit eating all that crazy stuff and start taking care of yourself.
Exactly. Exactly.
Put that stuff down, because you're drinking your water. You need to get you some good water.
Good one.
You need to start eating good whole healthy foods and put that sugar and stuff down. It's time now to get serious. We just been living carefree, just living life, and not saying that you can't live life, right? You
Mhm.
still should
That's right.
live life, but also you should
In moderation.
be equally concerned and
Yes.
Mhm.
equally
Mhm.
educate yourself and
That's right.
educate your family and having conversations. Because if you want to just be prepared and be well rounded and not
Mhm.
so just out the loop. There's some calling now. You calling everybody. What's going on? What they say?
Mhm.
So we
Mhm.
have to do better all across the board. They're trying, like, this is Black History Month, right? And we should get, like, educate ourselves. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I'm still learning
Yeah.
in
Mhm.
in regards to our
Mhm.
history. So
Mhm.
continue to educate yourself because they're trying to erase all this stuff. They're taking down all kinds of stuff and getting rid of
Mhm.
books. Come on now,
Yeah.
some of our parents and grandparents lived through the same type of
Mhm.
behavior, and some of it is triggering for them
Yeah.
because they
Yeah.
lived through
They
and they
live.
understand what it
Mhm.
is. We
Yeah.
playing around with it, and they know. So,
Right.
We used to have papers to move around, or else them slave catchers was gonna be on your head. If you was going from
Mhm.
one station to the next, if you didn't have your papers, that meant you was on the run, right? It's tell me
Right.
what's the difference. There is no difference. Because our brown folks, Latino folks, they gotta have their papers. If they don't have,
mhm.
have
Yeah.
their, if they can't present who they are, they out of there. So that's what I'm saying. We have to understand that if it happens to one of us, it happens to all of us. And I think we need to
Mhm.
do that across the board with many different things, wrongful convictions, what's going on with Krystal, what's going on with ICE. My
Mhm.
heart goes out for what's going on with ICE, but doggone it, we can't do nothing about that as much as we can do something about what's going on locally.
Locally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has to be on what we can control. We cannot control what's going on in the federal level. And if we don't
Mhm.
have strong Congress folks that are going to push back, we definitely don't have any power on that federal level. But if we
Mhm.
on a local level, I don't
That's
care
right.
what T Rump is doing. I don't
Mhm.
care. That's what
Mhm.
Jane Elliott calls him, T Rump. I don't care what T Rump is doing.
Mhm.
What are we going to do? What mutual aid are we going to introduce? How are we going to take care of people that can't eat? If you don't help take care of your community, they're going to be busting in your house.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hello. Mhm. That's
If you
right.
What's
feed
that
people,
saying? Whoever feeding you, that's who owns you.
Mhm.
so
Oh,
we got to have a
but
plan
they,
on
Yeah.
how
Which
to help each other.
is yeah. And we got to know when we are feeding the machine and look at how we spend our money so that we're not feeding into these organizations that are contributing to our own demise.
Yeah.
clock
We
it.
got to recognize when we're feeding something that's against us, you know, um, and how that these even the prisons and the detentions facilities, all of that is backed by a corporation. And
Mm,
some of the ones that they tried to put in other places, they decided not to do it because corporately they felt the push. And then the board of that corporation said we need not to do this. So there has been success where CEOs have rescinded the agreement to allow the government to purchase that land or that facility. They rescinded it because the people fought back, because the community came together. And so this is what we're going to have to do that. In the closer, Romulus, that's close. You
mhm.
know, we gotta fight where we can and take our families back
Right.
and stop going places by yourself.
Mhm.
Out there at night by yourself, not having any protection. we have to be more conscious and aware. And we got to know too that, they're trying to pass a law now that we won't even be able to vote without having a birth certificate or a passport. Now, personally, that won't affect me, but it may affect somebody I know, I'm sure.
Right. So,
and so these are the things that we need to be aware of, and I'm praying that um and they're doing things to distract us from the things that do affect us.
mm-hmm.
And that's one thing that will affect us. But we can't be so distracted that we don't come together and call our representatives and be on their heads about these kinds of things. And it should not be.
Mm-hmm.
It should not be, because right now the citizens are being treated as terrorists.
Mm-hmm.
And this is an unfortunate thing.
Yeah, one of these weeks I'm gonna have to get Marvina on here to talk about what's Marvina Haynes to talk about what's going on in Minneapolis, because she's out there. She's out there. They're blowing whistles. They're alerting people like that. They're living this whole thing, and even though they took some ages and wages recently, I think they said like 700. Where they going? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then here, the ICE is here, but it's not being televised and broadcast like it's being televised and broadcast there. So we have to do our own due diligence. And another thing you said about the distraction, that's to keep you off of what you need to be focusing on. We so busy focusing on the files. You got to get your IDs and stuff together and make sure you have a birth certificate, because the closer they get to election time, the harder it's going to be to get in all this stuff. You better believe it. So, and even, things are going to change. It's not going to be the same way. And so we have to be like, open our minds to know that things are changing. And things are also changing for the good too, because people are coming together. People who never came together before, are now coming together, and seeing, the pain of each other, seeing the humanity in each other. I think me and Trische was talking about that this week, about people seeing the humanity. Like, we had a tough week this week, Krystal was having a tough week, and we're trying to just keep it alive, her name lifted and in every space. And that's hard sometimes, especially when you have people backdooring you or belittling you or whatever the case, something always going on in the background. So with that being said, sometimes I'm looking back like, where is the humanity? Where's the humanity? How can you see somebody suffer like that and not feel for them? The first thing comes to your mind is what she do. Should it matter what she did? Should anybody be treated that way? Anybody? We can't even treat pets in the way that they're treating these women, how they're feeding them, how they're, they're caring for them, how they're, the medical care is shabby, all of this stuff. So when you hear these things, when, we're talking about it's freezing in there and they're telling us it's 80, it's 80? It ain't even 80 in my house, but it's 80 in that prison. But when we're talking to Krystal, we hear. I'm hearing it. I can hear the call. I hear the tears. It's one thing that, for me, I'm hearing all the distress, not only with Krystal, it's other women that's talking in the background that we hear talking or may talk while we're talking. So you're hearing this distress from people, and then somebody want to gaslight you with it's 80 in there. Okay. That don't mean we're backing down, because we know she's cold. We know she's freezing.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
um, where is the humanity? Where where is the care? Where is the empathy? And
Mhm.
that's what we need and on every level, not just for Krystal, even for each other, even for our neighbors, even for our family members, to see the humanity first
Yeah.
before you see judgment, before you
Mhm.
see all these other things that keep you from seeing this is a human.
Mhm.
The more you disconnect to people's humanity, the more you look at them that's they're less than you know, and you treat
Right.
them less, and you talk
Mhm.
less, you talk down, and we're all one traffic stop or one, you know, mistake for being in the
Mhm.
same place, in the
That's right.
cold, in that moldy, cold building, you know. So
Mhm.
we had to start looking at people like that with compassion for not only, even for yourself. I guess if you
Yeah.
can't see compassion for some, you can't even see compassion for yourself, then you can't even see
That's right.
compassion for others. When you're not loving yourself, you can't love others. So, or see the love in others, or see love because you don't even love your own dang on self.
That part.
So,
Yeah.
we just, that's accountability too. We had to take
Mhm.
that as we go on in this series that, we're going to be talking about accountability and action these
Yeah.
months going forward. We also have to see not only in systems but within ourselves,
Mhm.
because if we don't take accountability for our own selves and our own how we show up to people, how are you going to ask somebody else to be accountable on how they're showing up to you?
That's right.
This stuff
That's
that's
right.
going on really is a reflection of what's going on with us. It's horrific, it's big, but also we have to look at ourselves. And I think that's one
Mhm.
thing that we have a hard time doing, is looking at ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. And seeing the person as us, you know. Um, anyone who talks to Krystal or sees her and can't identify, then I question their own humanity.
Mm-hmm.
If you can look at her and talk to her and not have any empathy and not be able to see the inhumane treatment and the insanity of the whole thing, then I question your humanity. I mean, that means I don't, are you a human being? Because why would you want another human being to suffer? And when you talk, think about it, are we so used to suffering? Are we so used to suffering that suffering is like a thing? Like we're okay with that? We're okay
Mm-hmm.
seeing the suffering. We need to ask ourselves that. We need to ask our children and those around us in our families. That's okay. That's okay for you to see suffering, and you're okay with that. Have you been so desensitized through media and movies and all kinds of games that it's okay? That's okay. You can't feel anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There is a part of humanity that I think has been stripped away for people to be okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you've gone and you've spoken, if you've gone behind those prison walls and you can't identify with people, I've even been to prison walls, behind prison walls in Texas, and ran a camp, a 1-day camp. And this facility was all male, but it was a detention for youth. All those boys, all those boys. And I didn't just see all those boys, I saw sons. I saw children. I saw children who won't have an opportunity. Children who were going in one place, waiting to go into the prison as an adult. So we got to be able to ask ourselves, where am I on the humanity scale? Am I human? Because I've just decided that many people that I've listened to and that I see, they just cannot be human. They're subhuman. I don't even know what to call them.
Yeah, and that's why some people are okay with people locking children and stuff up in cages and separating them from their family because they don't even see the humanity for them. And even when I look at some of these ICE people running around here, especially the ones that look like us, you run around here being ICE for real. You're like, you the new slave catcher, 2026. Because Master said he was going to give you a $50,000 signing bonus that you don't even get. You get a little bit each year you stay. And if you don't stay, you got to pay it back. All of these things that you can't see the humanity when you think that's okay to do stuff like that for money or for anything, So we have to be more, have more awareness of what we're doing, what we're accepting as truth, because what's going on here is inhumane. It's inhumane. I watched how they took the 5-year-old baby and sent them in the driveway for the mother to come out, like used them as bait. And it made me think about, our ancestors. They took our babies, used them as alligator bait. They took the babies away and, did whatever. They separated families. This is all in our DNA right now. And this is how the way we are right now. So you're doing it again. You know what I'm saying? So again, we, like what Trische was saying, we have to focus locally. That's where we have to focus locally.
That's right.
First starts at home with yourself, and then outwardly to look at who you're electing. Look at who you're, who's talking like you, who talk to the people. I never talked to legislators this much in my life, but I get why it's important because they don't know. They don't know what's going on. They need you to tell them what's going on. Really, honestly, they do need you to bring their phone. They do need your emails because they're operating on. If you're not getting in contact with them, they're operating like everything is okay.
That's right.
Everything's okay. Nobody's calling me. Nobody's contacting me. They're here for you're paying their salary. Their salary comes out of your money every day, every week, every month. Talk to them, contact them, get their number.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to talk to them. That's what they signed up for. Even if they say, hey, it's 8:00, you signed up for it.
That's right.
My bad, but you signed up for it. So
if we're not talking to them, some other group is, some other organization is, some other ethnic group of people are talking to them. And that's why their needs are getting met. We are not at the table where we need to be, partly because we've been excluded, but also partly because we don't know who we are, don't assume our rightful place. I'm not looking for nobody to invite me into a space where I know I need to be, right? And so we have to really assume the position and really take an assertive approach about our future. You know what I mean? Like, it's not being rude. It's not being disrespectful. It's just knowing that we are needed in these spaces so that we can put our needs. How many of us have a lobbying license? I wasn't even thinking about that. Shawana Vaughn taught me about that. Get your lobbying license so you can pull them out while they're in I forgot what you call it, but in session, right? Only the lobbyists can pull them out. Guess who's a lobbyist? DTE, all these big groups. They're down, MDOC. Oh, they're all there. They're in these meetings. They're making sure that their voices are heard. If our needs are not present at the table, it is because we are not present at the table to make sure that our needs are front and center. And that is on us.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
if we can make our
Yeah.
needs, if we continue to present our needs and they are not being met, then that's on them. And then that's when we need to alter who we vote for. Okay. But if we are not showing up, we can't keep pointing the finger at people when we're not in the places and the spaces that we need to be to advocate for ourselves. Ain't nobody coming to save us. So we have to go save ourselves. We have to go and initiate. I'm trying to teach our students, no, we're going to call these elected officials. We're going to make meetings with them. It's not enough to email them, okay? That's not enough. We've been emailing Gretchen, sending letters, everything. She ain't responded. She ain't said 2 words. I'm trying to figure out how I can serve her, but not responding to us. But we have to be in charge of it as best as we know how, as best as we can. This machine is fierce, but it cannot outweigh the power of the people if we come together.
Right. And
That's
know that
right.
you have power. You do have power. And you got to understand how to utilize your power and how to follow the chain of command,
Yeah.
because when you jump all the way, people, well, did you talk to this person? But did you talk to this person? Did you talk to this person? So now you're going backwards when you can go move forward. So, and these are all the things that we're going to be talking about, how we can become activists, our own activists. We've been getting calls since we've been doing this with Krystal. This campaign with Krystal has taken up so much of our time that we can't even work on other stuff right now, like we really want to. And so, but guess what? You could be your own activist.
Yeah.
You can stand up for your own self.
Teach them how to fish.
That's what we're going to be doing with how to fish. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be giving people tools so you can learn how to do the things that we learned how to do. I just didn't I didn't have a clue. Didn't have a clue what to do. Didn't know the process. Literally walked around with my cell phone in my hand for months until my son called me. Didn't know what's going to happen. Didn't even have nobody to ask. So I'm just saying it behooves us to learn, to pick up a book, to read, to ask questions, to investigate. These some things that you can do for yourself. And then when you get in a space that you hit and bump your head, you can say, hey, I did A, B, and C. Can I have a 15, 20 minutes of your time so I can see what's the net? You don't have to be so dependent on somebody else to save you. We've been saying this since we've been on here. Nobody is coming. So you're going to have to figure out how to save yourself. And so, and that means saving yourself means to learn to take yourself out of the space of being a victim to being an advocate, to being able to stand up for yourself. So,
and sometimes, it's just calling out the wolf, calling out those wolves in sheep clothing, because we got to blow the whistle. We got to blow the whistle on when you encounter injustice, blow the whistle. Being silent is not going to be the answer. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. And that's the fallacy of many things, is that we think that, well, if I'm good. This is how wrongfully convicted get convicted. I didn't do it. Well, I'm good because I didn't do it. Or I can go on down and talk to the police because I don't have nothing to do with that. It appears to be clear. But when you see that injustice is happening, now is not the time to depend on just you and your righteousness. It is time to blow the whistle, uncover it, shout loud. That squeaky oil, squeaky wheel gets the oil. Shout,
Mhm.
tell everybody, get help,
Yeah.
talk, let it be the topic of your conversation so you can get the help you need. Everybody's
Mhm.
not going to be there to help you. Everybody's not going to come when you tell them.
So many, you said something that's so true, Rabbitier, because on this journey, and you was there with me from the beginning, Rabbitier, so many people said, I never tell my story. I never said anything. I never, and so I'm like, okay, let's tell your story. You know, that's what, so that's why we here. You know,
Yeah.
the fourth Friday of the month, every month, we're going to highlight a wrongful conviction story. So if you have a story, we need you to email us. You can email us at turning a moment into a movement at gmail.com. I'm trying to find our banner. But you email us, and here it is.
Yeah.
Email us. Let us know your story. Give us the details. Where can we find the case? All of that, so we can look it up, so we can help you highlight your story. You know, I know teach them how to fish. We're going to be doing some things on how to effectively tell your story. How you can, even your story, you can do it like in an elevator pitch. And I remember, was that Leah that you had on there, Trische? Who was that?
That was Bridget Brown Jackson.
Amazing. She was amazing how she
Yeah.
was telling us how to tell our story. So we're going to be, you know, teaching that, because sometimes you get lost in the story. You want to tell so much. You might not have time to tell that much. You might have 5 minutes to try to get somebody's attention. And you need to know what is the important parts of your story to tell in those 5 minutes. So we're going to have some workshops for that too, as well.
You know what I learned from you and Trische was, don't let nobody else tell your story. You got, and doesn't mean that nobody else can, is that you got to get the right people to be able to tell your story. Don't just allow somebody else to have the control over telling your story, because they may not say it right. They may not give the right information, and they may have underlying motives that we have seen. So I can't wait for these workshops. This is so necessary for our community, because it's a survival technique.
Yes. I see Larry watching us on Instagram. Yes, we have to know how to tell our stories, because if somebody gonna change the narrative, your story to their narrative, then your story all messed up, because you never stood up and tell your own thing on stage. Tell your story. People are ashamed. I had encountered that, you know, in this journey. Like, people was telling me, like, hey, I couldn't do what you was doing. You know, I don't even want to like think about it, because it's just so much. And that's what happens. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to think about it. And the cycle continues to happen. So we have to empower ourselves to think about it, to talk about it, to get rid of that shame. That's something that's a whole religious piece I don't really want to get into about right now. But the shame thing, we have to let that go, because that's what's holding us, helping to hold us in bondage, you know, because we so ashamed that we don't want to tell it. We don't want nobody to know. And so we have to all these things to empower ourselves. That's how we're coming for 2026, you know, and we're going to highlight the wrongful conviction stories as well. But we also want to teach you how to be more empowered to tell your stories and to help yourself and help your community, help your family. You know, it can't be all on one person. It takes all of us, really, honestly. Those people in Minneapolis, It's a lot of them, you know, they all out there
Mhm.
blowing their whistles and out there running the street. It's gonna take all of us for change. It's not gonna take one or two. It's gonna take everybody doing something, showing up some
That's
kind
right.
of way. So, with that being said, I want to talk about, Trische, I want her to talk about our unsung hero.
Yes.
You caught me with a chocolate chip.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, all right. Look, I was asked to do a piece on an unsung hero for this church program, and they didn't even play it at the program, but I ain't gonna say nothing about that. But I started looking at people, and I'm like, where am I looking? I already know who my unsung hero is. And so now I'm going to I know who my unsung hero is, but you might not know. So I'm going to introduce my unsung hero to you. Jay, take it away. Good afternoon. During Black History Month, we often honor names that history's already decided were worthy. Dr. King, one of my personal favorites, Harriet Tubman, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, and rightly so. But today, I want to honor someone whose name may not yet be in the textbooks, whose story is still unfolding, whose courage is not celebrated enough. Today, I want to honor my unsung hero, Krystal Denise Clark. An unsung hero is not someone who seeks recognition. It's someone who stands firm when the cost is high. Someone who tells the truth even when it is dangerous. Someone who keeps breathing hope into a world that keeps trying to take their breath away. Krystal Clark is that kind of hero. Krystal is a Black woman who is currently incarcerated at Women's Huron Valley Correctional Facility. Let me be clear. She is not a statistic. She is not a file number. She is not an inconvenience to the state. She's a truth teller who's actually wrongfully incarcerated. Krystal's had the courage to speak out against the conditions inside that facility. Conditions that include toxic mold, medical neglect, and systemic abuse. And instead of being protected for telling the truth, she's paid a heavy price for it. Her health is deteriorated. Her body has suffered. Yet her spirit is not broken. That is Black history. Because Black history is not only something that happened centuries ago, Black history is happening right now. In prison cells, in hospital beds, in courtrooms, and in the voices of Black women who refuse to be silenced. Krystal reminds me of the women who came before her. Black women who spoke the truth and were punished for it. Black women who were called difficult when they were actually brave. Black women whose bodies were treated as expendable, but whose voices changed the world anyway. What makes Krystal my unsung hero is not just her suffering, it's her humanity. Even while fighting for her own life, she still advocates for others. Even while in pain, she still shows compassion. Even while being ignored by systems that are designed to protect her, she has not stopped demanding accountability. That kind of courage does not come from comfort. It comes from conviction. And here's the truth we don't talk about during Black History Month. Many of our heroes were considered troublemakers while they were alive. Many were dismissed. Many were criminalized. Many were ignored. History did not save them. Their courage did. Krystal Clark may not yet have monuments or holidays named after her, but make no mistake, she is doing the work of history. She is reminding us that Black women deserve to live, that incarcerated people are still human beings, that silence is not neutrality, it is violence. Krystal is my unsung hero because she teaches me every single day what it means to fight with integrity, to love with courage, and to speak even when your voice shakes. So today, during this Black History program, I ask us to expand our understanding of who deserves honor. Let us honor the living. Let us honor the overlooked. Let us honor the women who are still fighting, still breathing, still believing. Krystal Clark, you are seen. You are valued. You are history in the making. And one day, the world will catch up to the truth you've been telling all along. Krystal, we love you. Thank you.
Yes. Our
Yes,
unsung.
that's beautiful.
Yeah. I think that I
Yeah.
added music to it. So this was Trische first time hearing it with the music.
Mm, beautiful. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Krystal still sings. She still prays for people. She
Mm-hmm.
still sings. She's still trying to lift up others. That is so true.
Mm-hmm.
All of it.
I
Amazing.
call Krystal and she'll be praying for me. Like her, I mean, she'll call me and she praying for me. She's like, oh, I hear it in your voice. You know you now. I'm like, okay, okay. But yeah, to add on to Chris, as we are right here, we want to ask you guys to join us.
Mhm.
There's going to be an oversight committee hearing, public hearing regarding the conditions at Huron Valley and also the condition of Krystal Clark. This is going to be February the 24th at 9 a.m. in the Capitol Building, room 352. We're asking that you get there early because I was told the seating is limited. And for those who can't watch it, can't be there physically, you will be able to watch it live on the www.house.mich.gov. The closer it's to the event, we will have a definite link, and we will probably have it posted on all our pages and on Krystal page, and for you to watch it live. But we're asking all of those that we want to fill that room up on that day. Not with activists and concerned people, even if you have a loved one that's in Huron Valley.
Mhm.
We want you to attend this hearing. You know, the more people that show up, the more accountability that we can have. Accountability can only happen if you stand up. You have to stand up, and so we have this opportunity. This doesn't always happen. So we have an opportunity to go there and listen to people who have been impacted by what's going on there. And so we're just asking for all of you guys to stand with us that morning, to be in Lansing, to get there early. And we got students coming. We have, well, of course, we're going to be there, but we just want everyone to be there to witness this.
Mhm.
Trisha.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
This is a lot. So this hearing, This hearing is going to be big. We have been working with, talking to some legislators. I'll say it, Trisha, because Trisha always catches it. So I'll say it. We we have been in a group chat with some legislators for a minute. I don't want to say how long, but it's been a long time. And me and Rabbitia, they had something here in Redford. And so me and Rabbitia, we ran up on this legislator, Lori Pahasi.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked to her and we found out we had something in common. And that common thing was MDOC. And so she was all ears. And so the more things that we would do and advocating for Krystal, we would share. We were sharing it with her as well. Shay was sharing stuff, I was sharing stuff. And so next thing we know, this one lady stood up and asked for this public hearing. Sometimes it only takes one. We talking to about 6, and it only took one. So I don't know what all it entails to get this done, this hearing done, but I'm so grateful. I talked to her last weekend while Trisha was in Benton Harbor, and she was so excited to talk on the phone to Krystal. You would thought I gave her $1 million the way her face lit up when I said Krystal is calling. And it was so, but what got me about her was she had not only listened, she read everything. She was well versed in the conditions of Krystal. She read all the lab reports, because I'm telling you, it's a ton of them. It's a ton of them. Like, we have stuff online, and that's not even half of it. Yeah. But she had read the doctor report. She done read the lab report. She done read the doctor's notes. So when Krystal called, she was talking to her like, she been talking to Krystal for, as long as we have. Right. And that showed me that she had humanity.
Yeah.
That showed me that she had compassion, that she cared, and that she was concerned. And a lot of times that don't happen. We'll have conversations with people and they hadn't even picked up or read anything that we sent, or read an email, or know what the doctor said, or anything. They asking us, what they say again? Can you get us now? We done sent it. This lady had went through every document, everything we watched the videos of the other women, and just felt it tugged at her heartstrings. And we're meeting more and more. And I have to say this to Trisha, because I have noticed that we're meeting more and more new people that can't look away, that is tugging at their heartstrings. And they're not asking about what happened. They're looking at what's going on. And they're like just finding that it's insane that nothing's being done. We showed a picture of her where her ears, I guess we had a video of it, where the ears is all black and full of mold, but now they're turning black. And so
as well as the legs turning black.
And how it's spread into now her legs. It's like it's coming up her legs and everything. So I'm saying this all to say that I'm so grateful for this opportunity for these women and those who are impacted. There's some whistleblowers that's going to be there, that's going to be speaking up. And I'm just so grateful for this opportunity that we're going to have to put this out there. And I know it's going to be hard for some people to hear, but it's necessary, because not only for Krystal, but for other women that's there, and for the women who died and didn't have this opportunity to stand up for herself. I know, and Trisha can talk more about this, talking to Jennifer Wallace's children. I mean, they're like so inspired to stand up, and they just lost their mother for being there. And from what I gather, she was wrongly convicted as well. And so it's a lot.
It
It's
is.
a lot of these wrongful convictions, and and I want to say this one thing too, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. But as we look at these wrongful convictions in Michigan, we don't see a lot of women. We do not see a lot of women. So we just fight. Go ahead.
To piggyback on that, we was getting nowhere. The Dems, we've been reaching out to them for 4 years. So the Spirit told me to reach to the Republicans. And so I did. So shout out to Jay DeBoyer, Sarah Leitner. We had a meeting with Sarah Leitner, Angela Regis. Who else did we reach to? We reached to Ann Boland. We really didn't get a lot back from them. But so, and we asked Mr. DeBoyer, hey, can we have a public hearing? Right? Rest of this public hearing from them, and they said, well, we don't know, so many people ask for public hearings, and so we don't know, and that they just left it at that. And it just speaks to how one man plants, another man waters, and God gives the increase. Because I knew about Miss Pahusky because we had been talking about the lawsuit that she had. But it's like we had already toiled the ground over there, right? And then here she come, and it was just like
right.
like a puzzle piece, right? Where, again, we talking about some elected officials who don't even read the paperwork we sent. That's how you don't have no empathy, because you don't know what the hell really going on. Because there'd be no way that you could look at results from her doctor's visits and not be moved to action. You're more worried about your campaigns than you are humanity. The gaslighting for me it's just unbelievable that you can gaslight on what we all know is true. This is no longer me and Jay talking and other people, advocates. This is their own building report talking. That shows everything that is going on in that building, not just that building, all across MDOC. The conditions that caused Krystal's sisters, who are now in heaven, Miss Gail Gibson, Mary Tops, Sandra Lane, Bobby Joe, Angela McQuarrie, Angela McConnell, Miss Goomer, Dorothy Morris, Donna Kojo, Ava Simpson, Teresa Dunlap. We came into this begging for Miss Teresa Dunlap's life because she had mold growing out of her chemo port. She was in hospice. They could have allowed her to go home and die with dignity, surrounded by her family members, but they could not have the compassion to even do that. Jennifer Wallace. I looked at our list. The last entry on our list was from Jennifer Wallace's children, crying out because they didn't know what to do for their mom. And then a few days later, or maybe in that next month, she passed away. Mary Williams. I know there are more names, but these women have died either due to those conditions or they died in those conditions. Either way, it makes their death something to me that equates to a crime.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So true. Yes. Yeah. And I think what we've witnessed too recently, Jay and Trische, is that when you say you have compassion for somebody or you have love for somebody, that's really an action word.
Mm.
And I think as of late, we've witnessed more people that are taking action to move things along. But I think we need to let people know that we see you when you say you're going to do something and you don't do it. We see you when you are more worried about your constituents than you are looking out for those who you serve. And now is the time we're going to be putting people on notice. We see you. We see your action or we see your inaction. We see who
Mm.
you are. We see who you pretend to be. And from this day forward, like Trische had mentioned earlier, now is the time for action. Justice now, not justice tomorrow, not justice next week, justice now.
Mm-hmm.
And that begins with us.
Yeah.
And so we recognize, and I pray that those who are listening begin to recognize, call out injustice, and recognize those representatives who are more concerned about their constituents and their image than really taking care of business.
Yeah. Because, no matter where you land, on what side of the political thing you're on, right is right and wrong is wrong, no matter what. You got to have a moral compass. It's going to swing one way or the other. Hopefully you're swinging towards the right, because this is all it is about love. Everything that's going on is about love or unloving.
Yeah.
It's unloving to see somebody suffering in a way and you have the power to say or do something and you do nothing. Very unloving.
Mhm.
So, and it's very unloving for you to ignore the cries and the cause. It's very unloving. So we have to be able to be more loving and more compassionate so that love and compassion can stretch out beyond your front door, and,
Mhm.
and all over. And again,
Yeah.
it just ties back to understanding who's running for what locally. Who are you
Mhm.
aligning yourself with? Who are you voting
Mhm.
for? Where are you being fed at? And when I say fed, spiritually fed,
Mhm.
who are you lining you mentally with? Because if you're out of alignment, then it shows. This lady has been fighting for 15 years. 15 years she's been suffering and she's been it's torture. It's not even pain anymore. She's living through torture. Her eyes are bothering her now.
Yeah.
Her legs looks like mold is growing up. Her ears are turning black. Like this stuff is, you know. And so when we talk to other people who saw her and said, "Hey, I can't even look away. I got to do something." Hey, I saw her and I can't. I'm going to do this A, B, and C. Like we have people that's really. You think you hearing from us? We are not. There's some other
That's
people
right.
on board that's powerful. And so, and you will be hearing more as time goes on how they're showing up. But it's just, we have to show up for each other. And
Mhm.
also, this is a black woman and black women. We have to show up for each other.
Yeah.
I was listening today, and black women, over 300,000, if not more by now, black women are unemployed. It's a target on black
Yeah.
women right now, right? And so, as women, or all women, but especially Black women, we need to come together and support each other. You
Yeah.
know, because the target is because we hold down elections. We hold down when something's important, we show up. And so because we show up, because we stand strong, which is also in our DNA, because we had our ancestors, our grandmothers, our mothers, their mothers, and all had to be strong women. So that is in us. So that puts a target on our back. So we have to
Mhm.
support each other. And this is one of our sisters that's crying out
Yeah.
for help. And so we have to be there for her, because none of our sisters should be like that. We have another Rebecca. Her whole eye exploded. Because why?
Mm.
She was in that mold infested building. And that mold tortured her eye until her eye literally exploded.
Yeah.
Now she doesn't even
Mhm.
have that eye anymore. And in her
Mm.
lungs, the same mold that Krystal tested for that's in her lungs and her ears, 70% of her lungs is filled with that same mold. She's not the only one. Some of these ladies are too afraid to speak up
Yeah.
because they can't take the retaliation. It's
Mhm.
fierce. It's hard. But Krystal is doing it not just for herself, for everybody that's
Yeah.
has been impacted by it.
Mhm.
So I'm just saying, guys, show up, help us support her. We have a link tree. If you can't support physically, there's a donation link that you can
Mhm.
go and support Krystal. And some of the meds, like, they won't give her Benadryl. So she's literally like scratching herself to death,
Yeah.
you know.
Mhm.
So, or they told her, I think one of the things, and Trische, correct me if I'm wrong, they told her that she had to go buy it herself. So,
And that's not even Benadryl. That's some lower level,
herself.
you know.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, because it's an allergy. It's
right,
still she's allergic to the mold, so
allergic to it.
that's ridiculous.
Right. So when some women can come in there and ask for it and they get a whole shot, she can't even get a pill. So we
Mm.
just asking, however you can fit in to support this movement for Krystal, just support. There's a link for it. Um, it's the QR code on the screen. That QR code is for Krystal. If you want to go to our link tree, that's the QR code to the link tree. I think I have a banner for it. Maybe not. Oh, yes, I do. That's the banner, link tree, fighting for Krystal Clark. You could go there. You could read more about Krystal. It'll direct you to the website. You can read doctor's letters, physician notes. You can see the labs. Like, we're not, in the beginning, people were like, we were making this stuff up. We're not making it
Mhm.
up. We got plenty of proof, years of it. So, if you want to support her, just go to the link tree, hit the QR code, or here's the link on the screen. And for those who are listening, it is Linktree/fighting for Krystal Clark, and support this move for Krystal. Share the videos. Share there's tons of videos. Her
Mhm.
Facebook book page is Krystal Clark. You can find her on Facebook. You can find stuff on Instagram, TikTok. There's TikTok videos. She's on all social media platforms.
Mhm.
So, hey, Miss Dr. Clay. So, yeah, we're asking you to support that movement and also be with us in Lansing on February 24th. That's a Tuesday morning. If you can, if not, watch it. Watch it, share with others, post it on your page, on your on your social media platforms so everyone can see this. This is really history, and I'm glad they're doing it in Black History Month. So it's making it even more powerful because this Black woman is going to be able to not only tell her story, there's going to be other women there to tell their stories as well. So, do we have everything that we need to talk about today, ladies?
Just stay tuned for the Gatekeepers Awards that's coming out 2026. Um, we will have the nomination forms ready. So we'll be dropping those within the next few weeks so that you can nominate your favorite gatekeeper. And we will have everyone who's on the list is going to get an award. But the one that has the most entries will be Gatekeeper of the Year. And so we're doing a Gatekeeper of the Year award. And so we just want to come together and honor all of our gatekeepers and the head gatekeepers. We want to let them know that we know they're all gatekeeping. And we just want to honor them in that space, right? Because they won't be there that much longer.
That's right.
That's how, like, what's the award that I have here?
The Sambo Awards.
Yeah. This reminded me of the Sambo Awards.
No, let me tell you why I just said that, right? Because that was very intentional, right? Like why I just said that, right? Because I think what happens is that the gatekeepers think that God is not tired of them. And scriptures long before this time right now talk about the gatekeepers, right? So my thing is this: just be aware, Matthew 23, woe unto you, teachers of the law, Pharisees, you hypocrites, you shut the door of the kingdom of heaven in people's faces. You yourselves do not enter, nor will you let those enter who are trying to, right? So in Reverend Tia, you called out one too. I can't remember which one that was that you called out that pertains to the gatekeepers, but we also understand that this is spiritual warfare. This is spiritual wickedness in high places.
In high places.
That we just come to serve folks. Notice that you busy looking at us, but you barking up the wrong. Because the one that's coming to give you your reward, you're probably gonna be sorry that you even standing in line for that. So, just saying to the gate, you might want to move yourself out of the way. Because if God has to move you out of the way, woe unto you.
Woe unto you. Yes.
I think Reverend Tia was talking about the lawyers.
Yeah, it was woe unto you, lawyers. I'm gonna get the right version. Because you lay men with burdens, grievous burdens to be borne, but you yourselves touch not the burdens with not even one of your fingers. So, and that was in Luke 11. And it's in red letters. Woe unto you, lawyers. Because a lot of what's going on in every area is a lot of paper pushing from lawyers. And the burden is placed on the people. And those who are having the burdens, the lawyers don't get it. We're going to do a show on that too, because not just a show, we're going to teach on that, because Trische and Jay have encountered so much. And I'm talking about working day after day after day, dealing with lawyers and how they change up. They change what's going on. They change their conversation. And then you don't find till later how much they are actually getting compensated and how little goes to the people who have suffered.
Mm-hmm.
$50 million or more.
I just saw a video of, I don't know if she was a guest on here, My Detroit Lawyer. And she just did a video the other day, and she was talking about how people are complaining about these lawyers in this area that are doing little to nothing and that are taking people money. And so she was on behalf of she was apologizing on the behalf of the lawyers who do the work, who are out here fighting for people, because that should not happen. And so we have seen some crazy stuff that we're going to probably be able to talk about real soon. And it's going to take us because it's going to take a minute to unfold this stuff. But some people, we think it's one system. It's this system too, you know, and that's in everything. Just like we think it's the Republicans, it's the Democrats too. It's like we're in the middle and we're like trying to navigate through all of it. And it's crazy work that's out here that people are preying on people just because they can make $1 or they see the dollars. And so they'll let you sit up somewhere and die to prove their point. And so to prove their point, and then they can go home and go to sleep every night knowing that you in there suffering. So it's a lot of this experience. This journey with Krystal has opened my eyes to a lot. I wish I didn't know. I really didn't know. I kind of see why people keep their eyes closed, because once you open, your eyes are open, you can't even close them. You can't go back.
No, they do the ostrich. Have you know they dance the ostrich? Hey, put your head in the sand. Hey, put your head. They put their head in the sand. Then they down there. Then they look up to see who's looking. Then they put their head back down again. And that's what I see in a lot of our elected officials. When you said it earlier, they won't even read the information we send them. One of them said, we were talking about the Benadryl and how the infectious disease doctor said she needs the Benadryl and how MDOC took her Benadryl. And the elected official came back and said, well, we first need to see what they said, what the MDOC doctor said. And I messaged back, I said, did you read what we sent you? we sent that, what, 2-3 weeks ago? Even reading the information. And you want to know why? Because once you read it, now you're accountable. So you think, but you're accountable once we told you. Whether you read it or not, you don't got to read it. We read it and we told you. And we dropped it in your lap. And you not doing anything is okay. Because like I said, even with the gatekeepers, it's okay because God is still moving. With or without you. With or without you, the work is being done. But what you will not do is stand in the way of what God is doing. So there it is. And we don't got to argue with you. Now, we will set the record straight when God tells us to, right?
And scandalize my name.
No, they scandalized it. They scandalized my name. You know what, though? It hurts so bad, though. Let me just sit in that it hurts that people will be all in your face calling you this. Oh, sis this and sis that and sis this and sis that. You calling me sis, but the whole time you setting me up for the sneak this.
Yes.
You know, but it's okay though, because at the end of the day, we all got to pick up our cross. So you can talk about us all you want, but what you will not say is that we stop, because we will not stop. We can't stop, and we won't stop. We doing our job. Now you go do yours. You don't want to hear from us? Then do your job, because as long as you're not doing your job, you're going to hear from us. Now, you might not hear from us directly, but you will see the move of God at our fingertips. Watch this miracle spring forward. That's all I got to say. Watch the miracle. And then humble yourself in the presence of God. You know, there's a
Mhm.
boomerang effect when you think you throwing something out for somebody else, and then it does a turnaround and come right back your way.
What's
Better
that?
humble yourself.
Pointing,
Mhm.
pointing finger at somebody else. How many point back at you? So,
That's right.
and guess what? We ain't even mad.
No, you
We
want to
don't
Mhm.
even act like you.
I can't argue with you. You mad.
That's right.
We ain't mad because you know what? You ain't doing nothing if you ain't got no haters.
That
If
part.
somebody ain't talking about you, you ain't doing nothing. So
That's right.
you just confirming that we're doing something.
Yeah.
And thank
Mhm.
you. We're gonna keep pushing. We're here for Krystal. Um, she's our leader.
Mhm.
Take me to
That's
your
right.
leader.
We talk to her every day, 2, 3 times a day,
Mhm.
sometimes more than that, you know. But we just praying for her strength. Today was a tough day for her. So just keep Krystal in our prayer and in your prayers as she goes through this. This is a hard journey. And I can't even imagine one day being in her space, but 15 years of being in that space.
Yeah.
And and she and even though it's hard, she's excited as well. She's
Mhm.
excited about the things that's going on. Some new fresh stuff is happening, and we
Mhm.
just, we're just excited. So again, go to the link tree. I still have the QR. I didn't even know the QR code was still up there, but the
Mhm.
QR code is still there. And yes. And for those who are listening, is Fighting for Krystal, Linktree, Fighting for
Mhm.
Krystal. And so I think that's it. If you guys don't have anything that's going on, that's happening, that's coming up, but we'll see you. We're gonna see you again soon. I don't know if it's gonna be next week, but we just popped in to let you know we back. It's gonna be
Yeah.
on the Saturday for a minute during this time. See how it works out. Because the Friday sometimes it be a little late,
Yeah.
little late. Might have something to do, and we still on here. So
Yeah.
yes, so we working on our time, and we're gonna do some different things. We're gonna move to Patreon, and we're gonna have like some exclusive videos and interviews with people. So we got a whole new plan of expanding our platform. And then we got to introduce you guys to teach them how to fish.
Mhm.
So our new baby. And so we're looking forward to that. And more collaborations like with Dr. Clay. We're gonna get him back on here. We're gonna probably do some exclusive stuff with him. And so, yeah, we're expanding. So, um, we're also going to be standing up March the 10th with Darrell,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mr. Beat the Odds. He's going back to court. Uh, Make it do what it do. Okay, doctor. We're going to be, he's going to court March 10th. He's still fighting his wrongful conviction. But also in that fight, he's setting up to offer support for others who may be going through needing expungement or who may need counsel of some things that they're going through. He's setting this all up for that same day. I'm going to get some more information so I could put it out here for him once he gets his flyer done. And so a lot of groups are going to be, and I think also one of the innocent clinics is going to be there as well. So look out for that information. Tattoo that on the brain cell March the 10th. That's going to be big, and that's going to be a big event for Mr. Beat the Odds, who beat the odds
Yeah.
representing himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
By his so and then he
That's
came
right.
home and he's going to Yale Law School and he's doing all kind of community work. So we're proud of him. I know Thelonious was still fighting. I don't know where his case is right now, but we still sending love to Thelonious.
Mhm.
Um, And then all our brothers and sisters who have been exonerated or who's fighting the fight, we're sending you love. And again, for those who are looking to for us to support you on bringing your story to light, contact us, email us. And for those who might want to join us, as a panelist,
And
hey.
we're going to be talking about the case of Kenyon Clinton.
Yes.
Clinton is out of Macomb County, where a prosecutor actually admitted to him on the phone that they had faulty witness ID. The witness actually said that they had a mask on. I don't know how in the world you can ID somebody with a mask on. And so, we just have to be careful with these systems. And if they make mistakes, then they need to be accountable. If that's in fact what happened, which we will be playing the tape right on air so you can hear it for yourself. It is a travesty. And so stay tuned for that. He also has a court date coming up, March the 13th.
March the 13th.
March the 13th. Okay. So we'll be getting a flyer out about that as well. So stay tuned.
And we're going to have some new people that's going to be on the platform that's coming to talk with us and share knowledge. So I'm just saying, share this with your loved ones, share this platform, subscribe.
Yeah.
Subscribe. So whenever we come on live, you will always be notified. But if you don't subscribe, then you might miss something. So please subscribe. So that's it for tonight. Welcome back, everybody. We look forward to seeing you. My birthday's coming up on a Friday this year, so we won't be here that Friday. we will be here. And thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon. Oh, and don't forget, February 24th, 9 a.m. Lansing, join us.
Meet us at 8. Get there early. Get there. Act like it started at 8 when it started at 9. But I'm going to tell you, I really feel like people are going to be trying to fill those seats. So please get there. We will be there at 8 when that building opens up.
Yes. So that's it. We'll see you soon. Me, Reverend Tia, and Trische. I'm turning the moment to a movement.
TJT.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Just a light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Just a light of mine. Just a light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh Lord, just let it shine. This light of mine, this light of mine. Oh Lord, would you please just let it shine. Take the drama out of my life. Oh Lord, every night the pain ain't right. I wake up at night, I never sleep. 26, 10, and 7, that's just me. Every day I need a little seed. I need a little fresh air, man, I need to breathe. All I know is trauma, all I know is tickets. All I know is no visit. All I know is a mission to get straight up out of prison. Lord have mercy for me. Lord have mercy on my people. Preacher Mary Washington and all my real. Lord have mercy with my people. I pray to God, we really need you. When I was down bad, when things weren't going right, every time I prayed at night, I put my hands up in my face. I said, Lord have mercy, little light of mine. Lord God, please let it shine. It's the drama that I live in my life. I swear to God, I was a bad guy every night. 10 toes down, salute. Everybody suffering, everybody who trying to make a way. Everybody looking for the sky, everybody looking for that piece of pie. In a law library, I know what that feel like. Hoping that somebody get active and involved in your situation. Man, pop your collar and pray. Cause Lord have mercy on my soul. And they make bad guy father get out soon. And the rest of those brothers who be mobbing to child each morning. Oh man, I ain't going to this afternoon. Man, I'ma miss dinner today. I got a cup of noodles. Hey, you know what that feel like? Yeah, you know what it is. And if you a victim of a wrongful conviction, suffered and served by Ken Worthy, then I know that you know what that pain feel like. And your mama know what that pain feel like. Your father know what that pain feel like. With that light, let that little shine. Let that light shine a little light of mine, huh? Bad guy, Doughboy Week, all these great people in this great world of ours. 10 toes down, salute. I appreciate you, bad guy. I appreciate you, Week. I appreciate the tech. I appreciate everybody in the studio. We gonna pop off that LV, ooh-wee. Cause that's what they be liking to see. But I hope you hear the missing when you see me fresh. Salute.